Hello, welcome back to Informs What's Your Story series. I'm Kara Tucker. I'm the editor of RMF Today at Informs. Today I'm joined by Shannon Shang. She is the manager of data science at Global Holdings and an adjunct instructor at the University of Tulsa. We'll talk about her career path, challenges, career advice, and much more. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our Informs YouTube channel. Shannon, thank you for being here with us today. Before we dive into some of the harder ones, I'm going to start with asking you to tell us just a fun fact about yourself that others might not know.
So a fun fact about me, I tell people that I was a part-time sports reporter.
Ooh.
So NBA, Oklahoma City Thunder, and I was writing for a Chinese media company, and I kind of interviewed the players.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Why didn't you want to do that forever?
So, sometimes when something that you really like becomes your job. And so that's part of it. Another part of it is I'm really a big fan of statistics, data.
You just had to leave that fun, fast-paced sports world for the fast-paced analytics world. Well, that is fun. Thank you for sharing that. Just start with how long you've been an Informs member. How long have you been with us?
I think it's almost 6 years. I joined late 2019.
Okay.
So
a kind of a weird time
yeah.
to start at Informs, but hopefully it was all good experiences for you. Tell us how you got to where you are in your career. And you said you joined in 2019, but how Informs has impacted since you've joined.
Yeah. So I've always been a big statistics fan. I love statistics. I think we're living in an imperfect world. We deal with a lot of uncertainties. We deal with a lot of unknowns. And to solve these unknowns, it's like the statistics is kind of like the perfect science for it. So I think it's beautiful. I think it's art. I'm a big fan. And that's kind of how I plot myself step to here. So I started as a market analyst right after graduation and working for a manufacturing company. And it's so I realized that there needed a lot of changes in this company. So I made a lot of changes, tried to drive a data-driven culture in the company and started building a team and everything, kind of how it leads me here in the industry field.
Okay.
And as for the adjunct professor, instructor,
yeah,
I started as a tutor when I was in undergrad school.
Okay.
And then from tutor and then graduate school, I was a graduate assistant. And I found myself, I love teaching.
Okay. So you had to do the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
In it. Great. Tell us your decision to pursue these industry roles. Like you said, you seem to like the teaching, but you're still active in academia. So what was that thought process like for you?
So I love solving real world problems. And I love teaching as well. I love helping students, not only teaching them, but also giving them some ideas of what really analytics or statistics are like in real world.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm passionate about. Yeah. So, and I think this is probably the best combination to help me achieve in both areas.
Right. Yeah. So do you bring real world things that you're working on into the classroom, or are you not allowed to talk about it?
More like examples. Yeah. But I do encourage them to find these things available publicly that they can work on.
Right. Yeah. While they're still in school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for these students for their futures?
Yeah, that's actually a hard one because I do realize that things change so much.
Yeah. and quickly.
Yeah. And I felt like every time I got asked this question, I have different answers.
Yeah.
I think right now, the advice that I'm going to give them is to talk to people.
Okay.
It's to talk to, and not only talk to like one person, two people, but to talk to different people with different backgrounds in different areas.
Okay.
I think that's something that can help them to understand this dynamic world.
Okay. Yeah.
And really to find the best solution for them, or not necessarily the best solution, but maybe combination of the solution
working on those soft skills, communication, they're huge, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, how would you describe what you do and the possibilities of analytics to a non-data person?
I think analytics is all about using the knowns to solve the unknown.
Okay.
Right. And we are in this world that the technology is developing so rapidly and things are going so quick right now. And with like all of the technologies, like the hardware, microchip, all of those.
Yes.
I think before, let's say a long time ago, we tried to use a sample to understand the population. But right now, we have a lot of data and we can quantify so many things like an image. We can quantify an image now. And that really changes a lot of things. And like, I think that just promotes us, push us closer and closer to the quote unquote truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You seem very passionate about statistics. I've never seen anyone light up about statistics so much. And also making sure that analytics gets the visibility it deserves. How would you propose to do this, and what can Informs do to help spread the word even more than we're already trying to do?
Yeah. So I think the biggest part is data literacy. And every so often I got questions. Is it Shannon? I'm not in the data field. Why do I need to understand this? I think in this world, especially like the AI tools that's like available to public, it is very important to have a very basic knowledge of how it works, right? And the data literacy helps helps promote the usage, involvement of people, of the public and encourage the ideas too. So I think these are very important, and it also helps people like knowing a little bit about how it works. It helps people trust the process more and meanwhile with their critical thinking.
Right. Not just that AI is robots and taking over the world. It's a proper usage.
And that's where Informs like this conference, I think it's great. And I really love it. I love the idea of like giving people more of how their work can make an impact on people, maybe saving money or maybe save like in healthcare, maybe save lives, like all of the. And right now, I do think it is a big thing that everybody talks about it. And I think it's equally important to push it to the non-data as well.
I mean, AI stuff or just in general?
In general, all of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So AI obviously is big right now, generative AI. What do you think is the next buzzword, or do you think we're going to be in a bubble for a while?
Oh, yeah. I think the next buzzword is going to be, I don't know if this word has existed. Maybe there's something similar, but I create my own, call it HAIR.
HAIR?
HAIR.
Okay.
Human Artificial Intelligence Relation.
Okay.
So I think right now there are so many tools like AI tools available, ChatGPT, Gemini.
Yeah.
It is a challenge, but also an opportunity for humans to figure out what's the best way to maximize the benefit.
Right.
What's the best way to utilize all of these tools or utilize the even like the new technology coming out pretty soon. I think that's gonna be the next step for human overall
collaboration.
Yeah,
I like that HAIR. Let's remember that. Can you talk about any current research or projects that you're working on?
Yeah. So outside of my work, I've been looking at something called internal control for outsourcing.
Okay.
Analytic solution.
Okay.
So
what does that mean?
So there are so many people believes, oh, we need this outsourced solution, analytic solution. We do it. That's it. It is often overlooked of internal controls.
Okay.
And because lack of internal controls, many projects failed, many outsourced tools failed. Meanwhile, internal control means internal resource, means cost. So what's the best practice of it? That's something that I've been looking at.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's also something that I'm going to talk about it in
Today at the
tomorrow at
tomorrow. Okay. Try to be there. So you actually used these words in your one answer about saving lives and saving money. Informs used to have a sort of tagline that we would say saving lives, saving money, solving problems. What would you say that the work you do does in of those three?
Saving money and solving problems.
Yes.
I work for fintech company, Global Holdings, and we do payment processing services and account management for that industry, debt settlement industry. So we try to make sure that the money goes to the right party.
Okay.
We try to reduce fraud. So that's something that to help the debt settlement companies and also the consumers to have a better solution.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. What informs member benefit do you find the most useful?
One thing I love the most, I love it, is the practice section happy hour.
Awesome. I think that started during COVID.
Yeah.
Started it then, and they're still going. Is it monthly?
It is monthly.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it's monthly every Friday, sometimes Friday afternoon or Thursday afternoon.
You guys just chit chat? What goes on in those happy hours?
So I ask questions there, and then people will share. Most of the time there will be a common topic. And of course, sometimes it just goes everywhere. Yeah. And when people share their insights, and then I ask questions, I make friends there too. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into involved more in
that's great.
And I do have usually I have a real drink.
I was gonna say, do people actually bring their cocktail? What's fun? That's fun. I like that a lot. I'm glad that's still going on. Something positive from those times, right? So we're at the analytics conference. Can you describe this conference to someone who's never been to one? Why they should come?
So think of a big all-inclusive resort and a gathering party, but everything is about analytics.
Sometimes there's a pool, but okay. What's your favorite non-informed activity? We're not doing happy hours.
Shopping. Not necessarily. I do try to go somewhere new with my daughter, with my family, and try to do something interesting and new.
Yeah. Okay. What is she into right now? What is she doing?
She loves aquarium.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she will go to aquarium, seeing all of the fish.
Yeah, and go that's fun.
Yeah.
Do you have one at home? You gonna build her one?
Maybe not.
No, you do a little small one, just a couple little fish in there. Maybe that's fun. If your family was here, how would they describe you?
How would they describe me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say stubborn.
Stubborn. Why?
I'm a stubborn person. When I think of one thing, I think this is the way to go, and I want to achieve it. I don't let go. I will try my best to get there. I mean, sometimes it's too much, but
well, it's a positive spin on stubborn. Usually you think that not great, but thank you so much for answering all of the questions today. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and come back to Inform's YouTube channel for all of our content.